a scientist.
Suffice it that the blood of 1,000 men and women was spilled within these walls. Limbs twisted and broken, eyes gouged from bloody sockets, flesh burned black.
Please. You await the dead. In death, there are no accidents, no coincidences, no mishaps, and no escapes. What you have to realize is that we're all just a mouse that a cat has by the tail.
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
Warning, the following show contains conservative posturing, radical Christian ideas, and may offend pagans, Wiccans, Islamic fundamentalists, and other unenlightened individuals. Callers and guests may be subjected to brash and offensive comments by the hosts and any other type of bullying tactics available. But that's okay. We know why you're here.
This concludes this test of the emergency broadcast system.
Tonight is April 5th, 2009.
Hola, and welcome to World of the Unexplained. This is Jay Scott.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whoops, I don't know where that came from. This is Trent Lackey. I just felt like beatboxing. I thought Scott was going to break it down.
You're the human beatbox.
I'm not very good at it. I pretty much have one beat, and it's, it was pretty cool in 1981. But,
No, I don't think it was cool by then. I think maybe 80, 85.
Yeah.
86 maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking of the Fat Boys and
Yeah. Whatever happened to those guys?
I don't know.
Did they
I
release
think one of them actually died. I think of a heart
that's
attack.
not very nice.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, I think one of them died of a heart attack.
a little depressing.
I think the other two are still alive though.
Hopefully they're not so fat now.
No, I think one of them lost a lot of weight, or maybe both of them. I don't remember now. But anyway, welcome to World of the Unexplained, the show that explains the unexplainable. No, we're a paranormal radio show. If you've heard us before, great. If you're new, well, welcome aboard.
Spriasnikom.
Tonight we're just going to be guestless again. We'll be taking your calls at 877-722-7382.
In a little bit.
That number is also 877-SCARE-U2, letter U, number 2, like the band.
Yes, like you're going to scare the band U2. Let me talk to you about something, Scott. And I was just talking to you on the phone a little while ago before we got all that anti-FCC material out of our systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing that wasn't being recorded.
All the things George Carlin is not allowed to say on the radio.
We had a really clever little song, though.
We did, but we can't
fun.
sing it.
Yeah, there's nothing we can sing about it. I'm sorry, guys. It's just not there.
Too much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, FCC.
But, anyway, I want to, you've seen this show Extreme Makeover, Scott?
Yes, I have.
Okay. It's
unfortunately.
It's a tearjerker, feel good, do good things for people that are having problems or whatever. Build them a new house.
I've got one better for you after tell this stuff.
Well, there's two stories that involve this. One is just my personal opinions about it. They ask these kids, between the ages of 7 and, I don't know, 5 and 16, maybe earlier. And, the kids say, they ask them, what do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a lawyer.
I want to be an architect. I'm really into airplanes. I'm really into dinosaurs.
I want to be a fireman.
Yeah, so they design these incredibly elaborate themed
But
bedrooms.
little Billy, you're going to be an alcoholic that beats his wife and working at the Walmart.
I really wasn't talking about that. But
I'm sorry. Yeah.
That was a little darker than I was going.
Yeah,
What I was saying
much.
was kids go through phases, people. And all of a sudden you have this extremely cool themed bedroom about dinosaurs. Well, guess what? Like next year, he might be into robots. So what are you going to do with this dinosaur bedroom? And
I was going to be a police officer. Remember?
Yeah, I don't remember what. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure. Well, that's true. It was kind of similar, but it cost a lot of money to fix those bedrooms up into some other way. To repaint and get new furniture and everything.
Get the airplane bed.
Right.
Or the fire truck bed.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it's like, well, I don't really want to do that, actually. Now that 5 or 6 or 10 years later down the road, I'm still living in the...
You're still sleeping in the airplane bed at 35 when you move back in.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, Or if you date a girl and you bring her over to your house,
Hey,
and,
baby.
and they go into the room, and that's my cool, Red
G.I.
Baron,
Joe.
Red Baron airplane bed with all this cool stuff, and she's gonna be going like, "Oh, you're one of those
Oh, that's
guys.
cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna break up with you.
You play Dungeons and Dragons too, don't
Man,
you?
don't knock D&D. I knew you were gonna go there.
I'm messing.
I would have loved to have a D&D bedroom style. when I
I'm
was
sure
like
you
12 to
still
14.
wouldn't.
Nah, not really. That's kind of silly, but but I guess but my point
You
is,
have your
my
little
point is
dungeon
just
cave and stuff. I don't know.
yeah, cave would be cool
Yeah, there you go.
because you can always redecorate the cave.
That's true.
No, I don't know, but cave paintings, that's a good idea. I don't know, but so these kids have these themed bedrooms, and it's just like, well, what, what am I going to do with that bedroom? But there is a paranormal story involving extreme makeovers, so.
We'll get into that, but I wanted to see if you'd seen this one. I think it's
Okay.
it's Bill Engvall, I think, is doing it. The redneck what's a blue collar tour
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Anyway, he's got he's doing one that's like trailer makeover. Have you seen this? He goes out and he basically builds them a house.
It's actually really
It's
cool.
it's very nice stuff. They come away with appliances that are just state of the art, and they put like 2 trailers together, so they make it this massive double wide that's just insane.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So it's a trailer makeover.
Yeah, it's a trailer makeover.
Weird.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well,
Where's your
what-
paranormal connection?
Well, the paranormal connection was, they were doing this extreme makeover like about 2 years ago, I suppose, in Maine. And as they're making over the house, allegedly, there was all kinds of stuff flying around. Like plates flying around and furniture moving.
Like poltergeist activity.
Yeah, and there was like some extreme poltergeist activity out there. And, they had to stop the makeover because, the house was just basically saying, I don't want you here or whatever. And eventually they got a priest out there. They got a priest out there to bless the house. And eventually, the stuff went away. And they could go ahead and do their makeovering. I guess
paranormal makeover.
I guess the ghost got tired of
That's a
shag carpet too.
I want to give a shout out to my friend and fellow colleague in Arizona, Mark Anderson's an attorney out there. Take care of all your DUI needs. Anyway, sorry, I had to
Whoa.
give you that little plug, Mark.
Okay.
So anyway,
So I thought that was kind of weird and extreme makeover, but like I said, themed bedrooms are a bad idea. At least the themed bedroom that you can't easily remake into something else 8 years down the line. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Think about it. Think about it, decorators and new homeowners with kids.
I can't say much. My son's got a safari room. So.
Your son has a safari. Yeah, but your son's 1.
Yeah.
Right. So,
That's probably going to change once or twice, maybe. I would hope.
so-
Dad, the safari thing's getting old. Look, I'm 15.
the girls just aren't into this.
They're not digging it.
They
Dad.
think it's kinda
Yeah,
silly.
I mean,
Even the guys are making fun of me.
Yeah,
you
friends won't come over anymore. Yeah.
So
Safari.
avoid the themed bedrooms. But yeah, that
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
yes.
Anyway,
So going on. You were going to say something.
no, I wasn't. I just wanted to get off topic.
Well, I was done with that.
Let's talk about exorcism, okay?
All right.
And here, the only reason I bring this up is over the weekend, I actually I was sitting here YouTubing around, and I actually found, and you can find it on YouTube if you go there, type in something along the lines of exorcism 2020 1991. 2020, you remember the show on ABC? They did a four-part, a little 4-part exorcism where
Yeah,
they showed an actual real exorcism. It's good,
Yes.
good viewing. It's there for free. You can, just watch to your little heart's content. But very weird, strange stuff.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. That was I don't know what to make of it. It was cool that they showed it.
Yeah. And John Zaffis, there's another one from like 2005 where John Zaffis is actually on being interviewed by ABC News, and he's talking about one of the encounters they did up north, I believe. So.
Can we read stuff off this website, Scott?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is just
I'd paraphrase, but
okay. All right. Here's a picture of this woman. Oh my.
That's a scary picture.
She's a winner. And And the caption of it, this is on weirdnews.about.com. And naked pooper scooper busted. And apparently...
Oh, God, she was naked?
Yeah,
oh, that's
she was
disgusting.
the one who was naked, scooping poop.
That is nasty.
It was a woman that lived in a town in New Hampshire, I believe.
You know those Yankees, they're weird.
So, and she's a 42-year-old woman, and I guess I won't give the name. You can look it up.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah. And she was slapped with a misdemeanor 6 weeks earlier and was released on her own recognizances. And so, yeah, she was scooping poop, which is, as we all know, one of the three most sexiest
things that a
professions
naked woman can do.
A naked woman can be doing. Yes.
Scooping up dog poop.
feces.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's hot. And she's a hottie, and I really miss out the fact that, you know, I didn't see that lady. You know, doing her thing somewhere in New Hampshire.
We'll take your calls here, 877-722-7382. Interesting story you may have, paranormal or non-paranormal related at this point.
Yeah, just talk
it's
about
kind
stuff.
of a free flow Sunday. So yeah, bring it.
Is it warm in here?
It is very hot in here.
Okay.
It's because the reason it's so hot in here is because of the fact that, you know, with the temperature changes, it's been so hot. The heat's still on, so the air's not. So
You don't have any control of that?
no. So
Dude, you need
yeah,
to have
I do have control of that,
Okay.
but you know, I figured for this brief interval that it really wouldn't matter that much because the temps are going to fluctuate the rest of the week anyway, and it'll probably be cold next. Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows? We'll
right.
change it as we can. But anyway, that's what happens when you get three dudes in a little room. You know, three big dudes in a little room. It's really bad.
With a lot
Big, but because we're bodybuilders by. No.
You didn't know that, yeah. So you don't have pictures of us. All those pictures.
Yeah. Those are old photos.
You know,
That's before we buffed up.
We all hit the gym. We all look like Carrot Top. You remember that Carrot Top guy? You know, he's huge, man.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Did he
used to
bulk
be
up now?
scrawny
Oh
and-
no, I did see him not too long ago.
Maybe because people kept on making fun of him or beating
he
him up.
decided to. Yeah, I'm
'cause
going to
he
go to the
wasn't
gym.
very funny.
No more sand in my face.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but he is a big dude now.
Carrot Top.
I didn't make him any more funny because he's not.
He's still an ugly guy too.
always incredibly.
You can gain the
attractive.
muscle, but you can't lose the ugly.
Great movie.
The great movie. What was that?
Yeah, what was it? The New Einstein or whatever?
New Einstein.
man, that was Yahoo
That was
Serious.
Yahoo Serious. Yeah, man. Yeah.
But he looks a lot like
Sorry,
Carrot
it's not
Top.
like Carrot Top.
No, I
A
agree.
very good film. That was a Young Einstein. Yeah, very
Yahoo
good film
Serious.
that didn't do anything in the box office. I can't believe they actually released it to the theaters. I saw
Well, it
it.
was one of those wacky Australian films, and you know how sometimes you get a gem like Mad Max in the Mad Max series.
Yeah.
You know, and then sometimes you get
You
stuff
get
like that.
Leonard Part Six. Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's made in Australia, Scott.
That was made here.
Yeah.
And I know Bill Cosby just loves the fact that he was part of that
I thought we should
every day.
Leonard Part 6.
Leonard Part 6. Terrible.
So what was it about? I've never seen it.
It's been so long since I've seen it, I don't really
What happened
remember.
to Leonard 1 through 5?
Well, there was never a Leonard 1 through 5. They just jumped right ahead to Part 6 because I guess they knew it was going to be so
Are they
bad.
going to try to do a Spielberg and then go back?
Go back and tell the story.
A prequel of Leonard.
Leonard Part 1,
And
1
then
through
he
5 to
had
come.
that other equally tripe-filled movie. I shouldn't knock tripe. Tripe is probably all right in the right circumstances. That's pig stomach, by the way, Scott.
Okay.
Just one, or is it pig intestine? I think it's
I don't know.
pig internal organs, and a lot of people.
You
all
could have
over
D
the
look it
world
up, but I really don't
eat
care.
it. But anyway, Ghost Dad, you remember that one?
Oh, yeah. That was okay.
No, was it?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, when you're younger, it's an okay movie.
Yeah, when you're younger, a lot of movies are more okay than they are.
You know, a
when
movie,
you grow up.
a movie I thought was really not that great, but the book was just so much greater. Was Ghost Story by Peter Straub.
Uh-huh.
That was such a wonderful book, and it could have been such an awesome movie. And it just, I mean, the movie's okay.
Well,
but
maybe they just didn't read the book.
I don't know. Maybe
You know?
because it was the movie itself just didn't hold not even a candle to how great the book was.
Yeah, that's
Talking about a movie I'd like to see. I want to see the Ghost movie with
Haunting.
Haunting in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Connecticut.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Haunting in Connecticut.
Any of you guys catch that this weekend?
No, I haven't actually left my house.
Oh, okay, that works.
I've been too busy cleaning guns and skinning deer.
That's what we do here in North Carolina.
I don't do either one of those things, actually. I just
Not well.
thought it'd be funny for me to say that. What?
Don't tell anybody, man. That's what they think about us here.
Oh,
That's what we do.
Yeah,
You
we
can't
had
tell.
be proponents of those stereotypes.
That's right. Yeah.
I was cleaning guns and skinning deer in my house.
That's right.
Smoking cigarettes.
Drinking Budweiser
lots
beer.
of them.
That's right. So, anyway. But, yeah, give us your thoughts. 877-722-7382. That number again, toll free in the U.S. and Canada. 877 scare you too. So, anyway.
I thought you were gonna.
I paused.
Like
Last week,
give
we were
like
talking
a-
about our scariest movies and stuff.
The world's best in horror and worst and all that. We had a whole list of them.
Oh, that's cool. I'm sorry I missed out on that. But,
Yeah, I hate it. It was good. We even had a Ron Mexico thing.
Oh, Ron Mexico.
And
You know,
apparently-
he's like going for bankruptcy now.
Well, you know, they changed the name generator, so the names aren't the same anymore.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't
You get new names. I like the old ones better. I don't remember all the old ones though.
Well, Carl. I was Carl Latvia.
Carl Latvia. We remember that.
You're Hank Estonia.
John Norway was another one.
Yeah, I think that's and Little John China.
Little John China. That's the one we couldn't remember. That was
Yeah,
Chuck.
Chuck.
Little John China.
So, Scott and I, did you like that? That was almost dramatic as I floated away from the mic, sighing out. Anyway, Scott and I just have rediscovered a band that we enjoyed in the flower of our early, younger days.
The Dead Milkmen.
Yep. You guys need to check it out.
Yeah, and then they're actually back together now.
Yeah, they're kind of a punk, obscure little band, and if you know who we're talking about, then kudos to you, and if you don't, you really need to listen to it, because some of that stuff is just outrageously funny. Mainly because, well, I mean, there's sometimes they're playing, and like, I don't know, they improv a lot. You know, they record it, at least some of those songs, it was just like, you know, like everything's off completely.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it is. I thought that was an interesting segue, because Scott was about to go somewhere with it, but apparently he's backing
No,
out.
I mean, you know, what the queers are doing to the soil. Was that what you mean? Well, it's
That was a
obvious,
weasel
isn't
laugh.
it? It's obvious to what the queers are doing to the soil.
What are the queers doing to the soil?
They're
Scott?
making landing strips for gay aliens. That's what's going on there.
That explains all the probing.
It does.
That all the
all the probing
you know, all the people who come back from their experiences. They always talk
with
about
other
being
experiences. Yeah.
probed, you know, it's clearly that. Well, once you develop cold fusion and interstellar space traffic, I mean,
There's nothing else much going
I mean,
on.
what else are you going to do? Find world peace? Well, you probably already got that. You know, you've destroyed all your enemies, or you've oppressed everyone, or you're in some kind of blissful, idyllic neo-commune.
Is it because they're just cooped up with the spaceship for so
Maybe
long?
so.
Got to get out. They've got to have some fun.
You know, they're on shore leave. That's maybe what it is.
They're on shore leave. Oh,
Look
that's
out,
awful.
sailors. The planet Earth. Planet Earth is Bangkok, Thailand to them.
Oh, me.
Come on in. $4.
Alrighty. 877-722-7382. Maybe we riled somebody up out there. My
Is the
Lord.
planet Earth shore leave for homosexual
aliens.
or regular aliens who just, you know,
who don't think they're homosexual.
yeah, or just feel a little bit kinky.
Yeah, I
A
don't
little
know.
bit of what would you call that?
I don't even intergalactic
Intergalactic
planetary.
interplanetary sexual relationships.
They never last.
They never last.
They never
long
do.
distance relationships.
Yeah,
They're
another
horrible.
kind of relationships. Interplanetary relationships clearly just don't last. I mean,
doesn't
yeah,
work.
you see it on Star Trek where there's one guy and the alien chick and they fall in love and it's beautiful. Well, Spock's parents, I believe. You know, that was one of the cases of Vulcan and a human, and they worked out so well. But I just don't think it works out in the real world. You know.
Have you seen clips for this?
Which one?
The new Star Trek.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It does.
What's so funny though is that the guy from Heroes, who plays Siler, is apparently playing Spock.
Really?
I'd heard that. But the new
cool.
Ghostbusters is actually doing a.
You love this video game thing.
I do, man. That they're making a Ghostbusters video game where they've actually brought in the cast to do all the voiceovers. So you've got Bill Murray's voice in there, and they're telling the story, and you're unlocking, as you're playing the game, you're actually unlocking the third Ghostbusters movie, what it was going to be, and they just made a video game instead.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
cool.
crazy, huh?
What is it's on all formats, I take it?
I believe so. I know it's on the Wii.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's on PlayStation and Xbox.
Because if you're any of the old timers like me or Scott, you know, we remember the Nintendo Entertainment System. We were born in the age of the birth of the video game.
Who are you going to call?
No, we were born before that.
Yeah, we did the Atari and the Intellivision.
Yeah, well, no, but we were still born. Yeah, the video game was developed as we grew up.
Exactly.
You know, so we were born in the age of the video game. Some people say they were born in the age of Achilles and Abraham Lincoln, but we were born in the age of video games. So that's something to be proud of.
That's why our generation is so happening.
Yeah, that's right. We're killing it. We are killing it. Yeah.
No, but the Ghostbusters video game, gosh, it was just lame. It was lame beyond compare.
It's like the same one they put
Nintendo.
on the Commodore 64.
You know, and what was it? You just ran around collecting money, and the graphics weren't all that hot.
The graphics
obviously.
were terrible.
Well, I mean, it was Nintendo, so at the time you thought it was all right, you know, but still, you know, you're sitting there, and
no, the graphics could have been better even then, though, because you had games like Ninja Gaiden and things like that.
Oh yeah, and those
I mean,
graphics were quite good.
They were a lot better,
even
than
by
Ghostbusters.
today's standards. Are pretty decent, you know. But and what I was saying, what I already told Scott, and maybe Dee knows what I'm talking about because Dee's somewhat of a gamer and he went to the arcades in his childhood. Do you remember the Ghostbusters stand-up video game where it was stand up? You put in quarters and you would play it like you know.
It was almost like Dragon's Quest or whatever, where you had to do certain things to get to the next. Or are you talking about the one that was made out of the cartoon?
It was made out of the cartoon.
Right. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, but it was
I don't remember.
It was like it's like a look down at the person as they're running around attacking things, and the graphics were awesome. You know, because it was 8-bit versus 32-bit, I suppose.
Did you have like a little blaster?
Oh, yeah. Well, that was your blaster button, and then you would sit there and blast them, and then you have your trap button. You throw your trap out, and you grab the ghost, and there'd be traps that you have to watch out for. And every now and again, you get Slimer, and Slimer would spin around you and block all the enemies. Excuse me.
That's wonderful, man. The professionalism here is just great.
What?
It's great.
Just only 817.
I'm just going to belch right into the microphone right now. That's awful.
We're breaking all the standards, I guess. Talking about video games and
the Bladenburg vampire beast of Bladenboro, North Carolina.
Well, they probably if they live way out there, they probably have never heard of it.
Yeah,
that story. I wonder if they have a similar one.
I don't know. Or the Lizard Man from South Carolina.
That's just Sasquatch, man. It's a Sasquatch with moss on him.
No, man. I don't know.
I think it's a Sasquatch with moss.
I know it's what you think. You could be wrong. It could be a Lizard Man.
Lizard Man. There's just is not enough mythological or historical evidence to really support that, I think. You know, there are plenty
what about the Bladenboro vampire beast?
Well, I mean, there's newspaper articles and eyewitness accounts, you know, but with Sasquatch, it's like there's historical, you know, Indian references and colonial references. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
People that lived here way before us are talking about it, you know.
Anyone out there seen a UFO lately, give us a call. 877-722-7382.
Why not?
Yeah, give us a call. Let us know. Let us know about your UFO experience, especially if you spoke to them, got on the ship with them. Let us know, you know, what's going on.
That's true.
Are they indeed homosexual, extraterrestrials?
Are they really just here for a good time? You know?
We don't know. We want
to
know.
Are we really that easy?
We want to know. 877.
We a bunch of earth tramps, you know?
722-7382. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back after this. And we're back. World of the Unexplained. 877-722-7382. That's 877-SCARE-YOU-TOO.
We're talking about smooth jazz this hour. And Latin music.
And Latin music, yes. Anyway. So.
I have to apologize. I just realized how rude that was for me.
That's not rude at all.
It seemed kind of rude.
How so?
I don't know. Well, I'm not going to go into it, but
anyway.
I apologize, people out there.
Anyway, where were we at? We were talking about aliens.
We're talking about how we're really easy and Earth is a shore leave for those aliens. There's probably a number of those planets out there. I bet Venus really secretly.
What
has
was
a
that movie
colony.
that came out years ago? Earth Women Are Easy.
Yeah, it's got that. Had Jeff Goldblum in it. Believe it or not.
That's crazy.
And she was a vixen from California.
And I think it had Jim Carrey in it too, didn't it?
Maybe
Jim
it
Carrey
did.
in it? I don't know.
But I mean, she was like a bombshell back in the day, and I guess that was her only real
role.
Yeah. Well, this is a paranormal talk show, so let's talk some paranormal. See, we don't have our little echo effect. Oh, wait a minute, D. I think we do have echo.
All right, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
That's so much fun. Let me tell you, we'll talk about some North Carolina ghost stories. Actually, a good friend of ours, Joshua P. Warren from the Lemur Teens, and he's been on numerous paranormal talk shows on cable and elsewhere. And he's
the author of How to Hunt Ghosts and a bunch of other books.
Ghosts,
Haunted Asheville.
Yeah.
The Pet Ghost. Yeah.
He's a pretty extensive investigator here in North Carolina, but he had a working theory with this next story that we'll talk to you about, and it's called the Brown Mountain Lights, and we've got this from the SEC state.nc.us website. What's the name of the website, D?
Wait a minute. I just got an email that our phones are down.
What?
Yeah. 800 line goes to the voicemail, apparently. So, you're supposed to press like 1 when you call in, and it should take you right into us.
Hey,
I think it's 1 or 2. I don't remember which. I think it's 1.
D's going to check that right now. Sorry, guys.
D's going to...
Right. You can email us, too, with...
worldoftheunexplained@gmail.com.
Yeah, shoot us an email. But anyway, Brown Mountains in Burke County, not very impressive compared to other Appalachian mountains that we have, but they are very famous for a series of strange, mysterious lights that show up on the mountain.
Yeah.
From time to time, and they've been seen since about 1850.
1850.
Since the first settlers were up there. Way before trains and automobiles and anything that might cause the lights. This particular website talks about a girl, and I've heard this story before, lived on the mountain with her father. Every night her sweetheart came from the village to see her, tramping through a forest of snakes and vicious animals. Very typical back in those days. On the evening when he was to take her away to be married, she lighted a pine torch and went out to welcome him. He never came. But from then on, at sunset, she raised her flaming torch and darted from here to there on the mountain, hoping to come upon him. After her death, the light of her torch could still be seen on stormy nights. And then another legend concerns a wicked man named Jim. That's obviously, clearly the name of a wicked person.
Poor mountaineer never kept his family fed.
Yeah. Whose sweet-tempered young wife, Belinda, was to have a child. Jim was courting Susie. Uh-oh.
Up Susie, inner Susie.
Yeah. Began to
Bad
speak
news
harsh
for Jim.
words and be cruel to Belinda. One day, neighbors noticed that they had not seen Belinda for some while. Jim said she had gone to visit her kinfolk. We all kind of get the idea where this is going. But the neighbors were suspicious when they discovered bloodstains on the floor of the mountain cabin. Their suspicions were further heightened when an indignant stranger drove away with Jim's horse and wagon. They believed the stranger had helped Jim kill and bury Belinda, and Jim was paying him off in this way. Soon afterward, the lights appeared, bobbing up and down, seemingly to guide searchers looking for Belinda. Finally, under a pile of stones in a deep ravine, they found the skulls of a woman and a baby. Jim left the county and was never heard of again. Lights stayed on, reminding evildoers that the crimes will be revealed. And there's actually a number of other sort of explanations for these lights involving people that, for whatever reason, involving tragic death, more or less.
Yeah.
What did Joshua P. Warren say about the Brown Mountain Lights?
Of course, you're going to put that on me because I don't remember the entire theory.
It was a very scientific theory. It was involving the geological makeup of the mountain.
It was something to do with the gases trapped and the sparks that were created and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what it was. He explains it so much better than I could even think of. Yeah. But anyway,
we need to have him on and talk about that. Actually.
We should have him back on. It was a good show.
It's been a while since we've talked to him anyway. So, we actually were all involved in a movie.
We were, yeah.
Yep.
Talking Tall.
Yep.
I think
you can
still see the preview.
You can see our handsome selves.
I think it's talkingtall.com.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, you can order the video there.
Yep, and it's about
well, no, it's just
radio,
about talk radio in general
here in North Carolina.
Yeah,
and there's some
strange,
interesting characters, cool guys, interesting guys. We happen to be both, and
we're the coolest thing on that film. No, I'm kidding,
but not necessarily very handsome.
Well, you know,
I'm afraid we had a musical voice, but we just didn't get the looks.
Well, I think,
this?
Yeah, there must be a phone problem here.
Yeah,
it might be with a hybrid. I'm not sure. We've got D, our technician, eager at work on trying to resolve this problem, because I really want to know, what do you think of the gay aliens?
Yeah,
what's going on there?
What are they doing to the soil?
What?
Not the aliens, but
Anyway,
and are we really shore leave?
Are we shore leave for gay aliens?
Yeah. Or I'm not even talking about gay aliens. I'm talking about all aliens.
All aliens, even the straight
they're
ones.
cooped up in a ship for months at a time. It's just like the sailors back in the day. All of a sudden they
you get shore leave and you're ready.
Southeast Asia, here we come.
Hey, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Rio? Heck yeah.
We're there.
The Galapagos. Oh, sweet little island turtle. I'm just taking it so far away.
It's gotten wrong.
Yeah.
That's just we're gonna
yeah,
have to,
it's the whole myth of the mermaids too, since we're talking about
sure.
You think about it. You're a sailor out there
for a while.
Back in the 1800s, those clipper ships were pretty fast, but not by our standards. And all of a sudden, you just start hallucinating and seeing things.
You're seeing some chick on the shore.
You're seeing some half-naked fish
woman,
hybrid sitting on a rock, and you're just going like, "Oh,
hey, baby."
Whether she's there or not, I don't even think it matters.
None at that point, probably not.
No.
Just tell them to email us at.
Are we still having a problem with the phones?
Yeah.
Are we not getting a dial tone?
No, it says it's in use.
It says it's in use.
Yeah, but
Well, it's definitely not. We have no dial tone.
Okay, well, look, guys, this is, we live in the computer age. If you have questions, just type them up and email them to us.
worldoftheunexplained at gmail.com. We'll have this up for next week. And
this technological bizarreness. I don't know what's up with that.
That's crazy.
But yeah, email us about our comments and
worldoftheunexplained at gmail.com.
Whether you're with us or you're against us.
Or you don't really care either way.
Yeah, or you have something completely unrelated to whatever we're talking about.
Yeah, that'll work.
So, is there a story out west, like the Brown Mountain Lights? I don't know. This is a very famous story here in North Carolina, and it has been famous for
quite a long time.
Over 100 years. So
yeah, number of decades.
And oh yeah, this is a good one too.
Oh, the Devil's Tramping Ground.
Yeah, this is a real famous one. Same website. In a wooded area in western Chatham County, that's 10 miles east of Siler City, probably about 40 miles away from the Triad area.
Yeah.
If you're just kind of, Greensboro, High Point, Winston-Salem, if you're aware of those places. There's a well-worn path that forms a ring 40 feet in diameter. The path itself is a foot wide. The center of the circle, and it is a perfect circle, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I believe so.
It's geographically and geometrically a perfect circle.
And the scientists have actually checked the soil inside the circle as well. They tested it.
The circle and the ground outside the path are lush with grass and plant life, but nothing grows in the foot-wide track. At sunset, when the rocks or similar heavy objects are placed in the pathway, they are found the next morning to have been brushed aside.
So they're thrown out of the circle.
In the fall and the winter, rabbit hunters roam the surrounding countryside. Their dogs perform joyously until the chase turns near the barren circle. Then the dogs tuck their tail between their legs and slink away. They will not go near the spot.
What's in the circle?
Soon after the first settlers came to Chatham County, they discovered a strange sight, which soon became known as the Devil's Tramping Ground. This was before 1800, because, obviously the settlers came from the coast and from Virginia southwards, and they came to this thing. And basically no one knows what it's all about. But
we need to go there.
Yeah, we've been talking about that.
I know.
Forever.
We need to get off our butts, go there, make some YouTube video, and throw them up for people to watch.
That's true.
We should camp out in a tent own the circle.
I don't know if we can or not. I don't know whose property that is.
Wait. I'm sorry.
Scott, you're not even
Scott
camping
just
out.
made us-
Yeah, I know. My idea of camping, my idea of roughing. Yeah, stop laughing. My idea of roughing it is the Motel 6. Yeah, I'm not a nature boy by any means.
So basically,
You guys can camp out in the circle though, and I can like stay in the car.
well,
you
Chuck
know.
too.
Well,
I'm
Chuck,
sure
yeah, Chuck's he's hippie enough to be a nature boy.
But yeah, so basically they say that the devil himself plots the end of the world, tramping around the circle.
Yep, just that one little spot.
And if I remember correctly, and they don't say anything about the Native Americans, but the Native Americans basically had a similar kind of unhealthy feeling about this place.
Yeah.
And then some researchers say that it was involving Native American rituals that were performed there. I don't know how true that is. No one's ever actually done an archaeological dig around the Devil's Tramping Ground. I'm not sure if we would really want to.
Well, you know. Things
But that's
happen.
it's just an interesting spot that no one really has any idea. It's way out there, and it's just way out there in the middle of nowhere. Well, not so much now, I guess. Development's sort of pushed out that way, but
Well, I think every town has this one.
Oh yeah, I think this is an urban legend. I've discounted it as such. Girl at the underpass, Lydia is what we call it here.
There, the lady in white. Everybody has one of those.
Are you gonna talk about it, Scott?
No, I was just mentioning that I think everyone has a situation like that where there's a story surrounding a girl, at the underpass that, you drive by and you pick her up and you take her somewhere. She's coming from this place or that place or broken down or going to a dance or coming back from a dance, and you get her to where she tells you and you turn over to look to get her out of the car and she's gone.
Yeah, I guess maybe we have one of the older stories.
Possibly.
That might be one of the reasons why it gets talked about a lot, because we got one of the oldest.
Well, Terry Bain in her new
hitchhiker.
book, which I think is over there in that corner with the other stack of books from those ghost books over there that we keep getting. I think it's Haunted Greensboro, something like that. She published an actual birth certificate of Lydia, or death certificate, something like that. It's in there. So thinking that this lady might have been the actual woman from the story.
That's crazy.
And that's the only one she could
really
find.
is.
I mean, she combed the birth and death records, I believe, to find that. So,
And this one apparently it's the same thing basically that's in Greensboro. Apparently it's been recorded since 1923.
Since 1923.
Yeah, since the creation of the road and the automobile.
Well, I was going to say, you get your Model T. When did that come out? Like 1915 or something? 1910?
Yeah, that was much, much earlier.
I don't know.
Yeah, 1915 is probably a good ballpark figure for that. The actual underpass, obviously, no longer. It's been moved a couple of about 50 feet to the east of the.
I've seen the actual one. Yeah,
and the actual one where the legend actually happens apparently is now kind of in the woods. And
it's not accessible by car anymore. You have to get out of your car and walk.
Yeah, but it's
grown
interesting.
over and
it's kind of creepy in its own right, I suppose, just by the nature of stuff that's creepy. It's old and not used, and no one goes there, so automatically it gets I don't even know where that is.
What's that? The Phantom Rider of the Confederacy near Fletcher, North Carolina. Well, where is Fletcher? What county is it in?
Suppose I haven't read it, but I'm going to suspect it's in it's west of here. Just a guess, though.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that story though.
Yeah, because Stoneman's raid and there were some Confederate battles.
I did tell our story last week though about how you and I saw the lights at Old Salem.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't. Oh, that's too bad. That's a good one.
I hate that you missed that.
Yeah, that is.
But because you could have given your perspective on it. It'd probably be a little bit different memory than I had. I don't know.
What was your perspective about it?
No, just the fact that we were out there. It was late at night, and we knew it was a building that no one lived in. And we saw this flicker like an old candle, but they don't have any old candles anymore. They have the kind you plug in, for looks.
But it was totally an old candle or a lantern.
It was flickering, and we couldn't see anyone up there. But no one lived there, and there shouldn't have been anyone in there, especially that time of night.
Nah, it was very, very disturbing. I think we walked away from that pretty
shook up, and we walked around this house probably 6 or 7 times trying to get a different angle to be able to see up into that window to see what was going
Right.
on.
And if you don't know anything about Old Salem, it's
Google it. Old
yeah.
Salem, North Carolina.
It's a historical town.
Moravian town.
Moravian settlement that was early in the mid to late 18th century. Actually, probably more like the mid 18th century. And there was a religious community from Moravia, which is in Central Europe. Actually, I believe it's kind of close to the Czech Republic. So southern Germany. I want to just offhand, I'm just kind of totally offhand in that. But it's a really cool site, and people go there all the time, and it's a really cool place to go, honestly. There's some, is there anything in there that might be?
I see a picture of Barack Obama.
Made out of, his face was made out of, let's see what it was. 12,784 pieces of gum.
Oh, wow.
Out of the gum balls.
Huh. They use I see they use some commie red colors there for the flag in the back.
You know how common the colors red, white, and blue are?
Yeah.
In national flags?
Sure, I do.
Astounding. Really.
I know. I'm just calling Obama a communist.
Oh. Here's a little.
I don't know if he knows he's being one yet, but
here's a little riddle when we're talking about politics, just for a second.
Sure.
A man walks into a crowded marketplace.
Okay.
Somewhere in the world, and
what's this riddle me
yes,
this, Batman?
It is, and he takes out a piece of white cloth.
White cloth.
And then promptly sets it on fire. Now, in this particular place, it's not an incredible, terrible idea to set something on fire in the middle of this road,
I thought he was in a marketplace.
Yeah.
Okay. Outdoor marketplace.
Outdoor marketplace. Sets a piece of white cloth on fire.
Okay.
People pass by and it's like, what are you doing? But they don't give him any kind of big deal. Then he produces a square piece of red cloth. That's kind of
creepy.
Okay. Yeah. He takes that piece of red cloth and he sets it on fire.
Okay.
Burns it to nothing.
All right.
And he produces a
piece of blue cloth, right?
Blue cloth.
Yeah. Okay.
Burns it. Nothing.
All right.
Finally, he produces a piece of green cloth.
Okay.
Sets it on fire. The minute that he sets it on fire, everyone is shouting and screaming at him, telling them to stop. Within a minute, the police pick him up, stomp out the fire, and then promptly arrest him. Why? Or where was he? Either one would be fine.
Why or where was he?
There's really two answers for it.
Huh. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I have to save it till next week.
Yeah, but then you can Google it, pal. Nah, you would never do that. I know you.
No, I wouldn't Google it.
Well. You really don't care.
Yeah, I really don't. If I can't figure it out, then
okay. Well, we're just gonna hold off on that. If anybody else has an answer to my mysterious riddle, please email us at worldyunexplained@gmail.com. How are those phones doing, Dean? Still off?
They're down.
I'm sorry, guys. That's really terrible.
Yeah, well, it happens. It happens,
Yeah, I know.
We survive.
Yeah, nie bувайте.
Yeah, whatever that means. Yeah.
So what else? D, you want to share some?
Well, no, I'm curious about this riddle now, man. I'm not gonna be able to leave this alone.
You aren't?
No.
Well, check the email. See if someone is.
They haven't. I'm watching it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a counter on it.
Yeah, it updates. It self-updates.
Oh, that's nice.
So go ahead. What's the answer?
I'm not going to tell you the answer. I'm going to wait.
Oh, okay,
that's
fine. We'll wait till next week.
6 minutes, or we can wait till next week. I think I'm going to wait till next week.
Let's wait till next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, it'll give me time to think.
Mm-hmm. That's true. You understand the riddle.
Yeah.
Marketplace, guy pulls out pieces of cloth, sets them on fire.
How big are the cloths? Or does it matter?
Big enough to be noticeable.
Okay.
Not little itty bitty handkerchiefs.
Handkerchief?
No,
Okay,
bigger than a handkerchief. Not as big as a beach towel.
Okay.
If I give you that, I think it would be a very significant hint.
Okay. Bigger than a handkerchief.
Yeah. So
but not as
basically,
big as a beach towel.
yeah. Either one will work. Where in the world is he, or what did he do to get arrested? Yeah. So,
interesting.
What kind of music are you into, Scott?
All kinds.
Well, what are you into? What's your favorite band these days? I haven't even asked you that off air.
I really don't know. I like the new U2 album.
You do?
I do.
That's
I enjoy it immensely.
Yeah. Me too.
And that's, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of music anymore.
But you have all that radio.
I
all
know.
that radio power that you could be listening to all kinds of stuff. I
listen to a lot of talk. I don't really listen to a lot of music radio anymore.
That's too bad.
I mean, sometimes I do. It just depends on the mood that I'm in.
Yeah, you gotta listen to. You might discover something interesting.
That's true. Every now and then I find a good one.
Yeah,
one band I feel is very underrated. They put out quite a number of very good albums, and they've yet to really succeed with any of it. Is a band called the Exies, EXIES.
Yeah, are they Swedish?
I think they're American.
That's someone else.
But I was into them before they got their big release, which is that song "Ugly" a few years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was into them before that. They had a song called "My Goddess" that I heard years ago.
Yeah, I know.
My Goddess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a good song, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that album, and the whole album was really, really good, really good melodies, really good rock and roll, just really good writing. And then I followed. I just kept buying the records, and
being impressed by them.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
I got their one that was released, I guess, a year ago the other day, and I was really happy with that. But that's just the problem. It just seems like the good bands, they just, they struggle and they don't make it sometimes.
Well, but then again, they do sometimes because people, especially with the advent of the internet, it's kind of killing rock radio anyway. Because they can YouTube all kinds of stuff by word of mouth. Hey, did you hear this band? Look them up, and all of a sudden, blam! There's like some kind of musical thing they can download or a video they can watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
and that kind of keeps some pretty underrated bands out there. And
I just think the music industry's changed a lot, probably for the worst.
Yeah. D, what kind of bands are you into? Anything new and refreshing that you've heard lately that you're going like, oh, I like that?
No, not really.
Really?
Just kind of sticking to my old music that I used to listen to.
Oh, okay.
And that's why we're going to become old fuddy-duddies.
Well, I just can't wait till when my son gets older and then I'm listening to the music that I'm listening to, like Korn and Ron Zombie, and he comes and tells me, "Man, that's so old."
That's gonna feel good.
Oh, that's gonna feel great. Yeah.
Let's see. I've Dead Milkmen, obviously we've gotten back into, and another good band from across the pond, which is super huge over there. They made a number of songs for movie trailers, Watchmen, 30 Days of Night, and one more I can't remember. Muse.
Okay.
Which is a fantastic band.
Not familiar with them.
Yeah, I think the very great talent, very epic kind of rock business going on. But I just thought I'd share that. Has nothing to do with paranormal or politics or anything, really. I just, Muse and the new U2 album, In Rainbows by Radiohead. Good album. And,
I never really got into radio.
I know.
And I've tried.
Well, no, it's an acquired. Some people were into it, some people were not. It's fine, And,
What about Green Jelly?
Yeah. And Mutter by Rammstein.
Mutter.
Yeah, that album, Mutter. It's pretty good. Actually, much better than the one with Du Hast on it.
Du Hast mich.
Anyway, so tune in next week. Sorry, guys, about the telephone
thing. Yeah.
That's awful. And this pleasant, windy night here in Kernersville, North Carolina. It's almost time for us to say goodnight.
This is Jay Scott, your only JDDJ, here on this show anyway.
This is Trent Lackey. We're coming to you from K Vegas, Kernersville, a small town where we're talking about big things. See you next week.
Tune in here next week. We'll have somebody great on. I'm not going to give it away now, but plus we'll have the conclusion of Trent's riddle.
Yes.
See you guys next week.